Hi everyone, welcome back to the craft room. Today's card is going to be an off the edge card. Like you can get specific dies to do off the edge, and you get the stamps and you get the partial cutouts. But we're going to do a similar thing to this, but I'm going to do it without the right stuff. As long as you've got dies and stamps, it's possible. I'm not going to do it on there because that's a bit of linen. So let me get this is the panel, 5.5 by 5.5. These are going to be stamped up here. So I pulled out Snoopy, Sat Down and Woodstock. I've got this big Sending Love from Lawn Fawn, which I thought I might use as our sentiment. And then that will go on a card base at the end when we've worked out what our sizes are. First thing I'm going to do is stamp and colour these guys. We'll stamp and then cut them and then colour them. I think that's the best idea. I do want them straight though. And I'm going to cut them out first. There's him and there's him. And I'll draw a line to say where we want our cut to be. So you just need to have them within the card, a little bit within the card, or as much as you want. You can have, you know, you can have lots, you can have a little bit. We're going to have a little bit. So we go. Yeah, I think I'll keep both their tails on. So that's where we're going to have our line. Tape. Line up the die. And to do a partial cut, I'm going to put that on there. And I'm only going to put the top plate up to the line. Anything below the plate will cut, anything missing on the plate will not cut. And then run that through. And then I'm going to cut the line. You can do it with a trimmer or with your scissors. still want to best be done with a knife, but I am not very good with a knife, so I will do it with scissors. And there we have our over the edge panel. Quite basic colouring, I think. We'll do Snoopy in warm greys, I think. We've got warm grey, 50, 70 and 90 for Snoops, and white 2 and 1 for Woodstock. So we'll do him first. I'll do the usual dark on he's on the ground. And with a little bit of blender, we're just going to blend some of that in a little bit so it's not quite such a harsh line. There we go. I do them on a little bit of grass. I think I just might cut them both again to stick behind, just to give them a bit more substance so that they don't sort of bend and break off. This part's not completely necessary, but rather it was supported a little bit. Plus it gives it a nice finish if you've used alcohol markers. So and we will just build it up a little bit for when it gets stuck down, so it's not higher in places. And just use this scrap. just keeps everything level, and though that's not completely necessary, it does cover up the alcohol marker and makes them a bit more robust. I've been rethinking the sending love and think I might do something else. I've got a big happy birthday looking about here. So would we rather have a happy birthday? I think I'm going to do a black card so that we get a bit of black around it. And let's just do a little line up there. We'll give it a bit of that there and a bit of that there. And that's where we're going to score it. So we're scoring at 4.5. And we're cutting off at we do 5 3/4. That's going to go on there, and then we'll have the happy birthday. Maybe put something else on there. Some embellishments, I think. Do that in black. And a nice green to match that green there, sort of. Yeah, sort of. Either do black on top of the green, or green on top of the black. And I like the black on top of the green, I think. Yeah, I think so. Although, I don't know, both ways look nice. It does look quite bright and happy with that green on top. So I'm going to go with that, I think. Let's clean that up. Let's do a a little bit of highlight on the glasses. Do a bit on the letters as well. A little bit of sparkle. I just grabbed some black dots out of my pile of dots. So we just do a few like that. Let's stick those down, and then I'll put some glossy accents on, I think. A little bit on the glasses. A little bit on these. So if you haven't got embellishments, the colour you want or the size you want, cut them in the cardstock colour, or colour them with alcohol markers, and then put a bit of glossy accents on the top, and they look like little shiny embellishments. Well, they are little shiny embellishments. This is today's card, 14 minutes on the edge, over the edge, whatever you want to call them, without the dies. You can do it with anything. You can do it with anything. As long as you just line up where the die cuts, do a partial cut. You could have flowers along the top or the sentiment along the top. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, don't forget to maybe do a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Apparently I don't say it often enough. I can't remember the last time I said it. But I just don't like to hassle anybody. So if you like it and you're going to want to watch again, do the thumbs and the subscribe. But that's it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Okay, bye.